we're going to continue the Phoenix Wright series because we can. Ooh. Whether you like it or not. But you should like it. If you don't, you're missing out. Then you're definitely missing out. I don't even know if this is going to work because the emulator gave me a hell of a time for me to pull it up this far. First off. Second of all, it's a full screen thing, and since it's a Nintendo DS game, the emulator shows, of course, both screens. But for some reason, the emulator or the Streamlabs can only see the top screen, and I don't remember if this game shows you evidence on the bottom screen or not. So if you can't see the bottom screen, that's going to be a problem. If you can't see the evidence and stuff like that, so we'll just try it and see, and if it doesn't work, then I might have to figure out a different way to stream this. Which won't be today, because I don't feel like dealing with it. It's either going to work or it's not. So I guess we're going to find out. Okay. Let's go over here. Get that. And of course, you can see my face because I'm on the computer, but when I am doing the voice reading, stuff like that, I'm going to make my camera go away. Because you don't need to see. Oh no, it's capturing the bottom screen, not the top screen. Uh-oh. 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 No, that's not going to work. Well, that's already not going to work. This is the bottom screen, not the top screen. Not going to see anything. Okay, unless I can... Oh boy, this is a problem. This is gonna be a problem. Yep, that's all you see, huh? Oh boy, this might be a real quick stream then. It's all one screen. Streamlabs. It's all one stream. So I don't know why it would be like that. For some reason, the emulator's not working when I try to full screen it or try to unfull screen it. It like breaks and doesn't work anymore. And I don't know why. It's never done that before. It didn't do that right before I started streaming. So everything's falling apart, as with everything in my life. Herba derp, derpa derp. It's not EEPROM. Hang on, let me check something here. I didn't start the stream until I thought it was going to be good. I've literally been sitting here fucking with it for like 10 minutes. And then I go to start it, and it's still not working. Why can't it just? Why? Why's it gotta be like that? Settings. I don't remember if the backup mode is set on the correct one. Okay, it is on EEPROM 64. It's also going to sound like garbage because it's emulating of a DS. Jay, you can only see the bottom screen, can't you? Wait, no, it's showing that. Showing the top screen now. Well, this game was requested when I finished Kingdom Hearts. I was going to start the next Kingdom Hearts game, but it was suggested to me to play Apollo Justice. And because I'm a man who likes to please my fans sometimes, when I'm not feeling selfish, we're going to play the next game in the Phoenix Wright series. Apollo Justice, about Phoenix's protege. This takes place few years after the last game ended. So yeah, you don't. This is its own series. There are recurring characters, and there is some very few recurring story elements. Ultimately, you don't have to know anything about the original trilogy to enjoy this one, because they pretty much fill you in on the stuff that you don't know. So don't worry about it if you haven't seen Phoenix Wright. But also, I highly recommend you go back and watch them. I put a lot of effort and love into those videos. Without further ado, let me. I need to get rid of my camera. Did I do it? Did I? No. Oh, okay, Leslie. Cool. So hopefully the person who requested this shows up, or else I'm starting this for nothing. I was gonna start it anyways, but I'll be starting it for nothing. Let me know if you guys can hear. Turn about Trump. Let me know if you guys can hear it. If I'm too loud, blah blah blah. Actually, wait. That's right. I think on Streamlabs I had to. I can't Alt Tab the Streamlabs. Oh my god. Why? Hopefully you can hear it okay. If you can't, let me know. Ooh, animations. Showdown time. You lose. I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him. Hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. I know. The court record's on the bottom screen. Oh my god. Well, it depends if you guys care about seeing the court record or not. If you do, let me know. If I pick stuff, I think you can see it. Oh, you can't see it unless I... Oh my god. This is a problem? Oh god, why? You guys have to see the court record. You have to see the court record. This stream might not be happening yet then. Is it gonna break if I... Hang on. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Separate windows? What's this? Can you guys see this? Oh, now you see the court record and nothing else. Really? It's showing both screens, but now it's only showing the court record. Oh, no. Which is sub window 2? Oh my god. Why can't it just show the whole damn thing? Why can't it just show the whole damn thing? Cause you're a dick. You're a dick. I'm fucking with some of the settings. Hang on. See what I can do here. If not, we're gonna play a different game because I don't feel like dealing with this for 2 hours. I know there are ways to do it, but I've never streamed off of. Why is it only showing the bottom screen now? Why is it only showing the bottom screen now? Oh my god. I knew this wasn't gonna go smoothly. I was like, yeah, I'll start up the emulator, it'll be good, it'll be fine. I was like, it's probably not gonna work because I probably have to do something to get it to work. And here we fucking are. Okay, let's try. I don't know if this is gonna work. We'll try that, and then this would work if for some reason I could not full screen it. Every time I unfull screen it, the game breaks. My emulator's never done that before. No, one second. Let me try this. How about this? Okay, it's windowed. That's good. Oh my god, but it's tiny though. I don't even think you guys can see this. Nope, you can't see this. Oh, it's so small. Why is it so small? Hang on. Well, first of all, let me see. Your window capture can even pick this up. Do you see it? You guys can hear it, right? What happened? Windows, why are you yelling at me? Scoop-a-doop, doo-doop, boob-a-doop-doop. Oh, you had a fatal error. The ROM crashed. Har, har, har. Why can't I unfull screen this? It let me do it literally before the stream. There's no reason. It's not connected to anything. Okay, yeah. Time to fuck with the config file. Pranet, no, it's not working. It's not working. It's not working. Put my cam back up so people don't think it's just a black screen. This might have to wait, because if I can't get this to work, I'm gonna have to fuck with it and see how I can get it to stream the entire thing instead of just one of the screen. Like they're literally, it's like a DS. They're on top of each other, and it's in one application. For some reason, Streamlabs was like, I see one of the screens. I'm like, motherfucker. Okay. Okay, I went to the config file and I made it so it's not going to start in full screen when I start it up. Let's see if that does anything. Cool. It's not in full screen, so that's good. No. No, I need... Did you see it? Did you see it? Here's a thought. I don't think I can, though. Can I run 2 emulators? I can run 2 emulators. Okay. Oh, this is so stupid. That's not gonna work, though, because the game's not gonna be synced then. No, that's a stupid idea. That's a stupid idea. He's so dumb. He's so dumb. Yeah, right? Let me in. Let me in. Capture any full screen application. Okay, how about that? Can you see it? Without me having to alt tab at it. Oh my god, it's just the bottom screen. 50% ratio of the screen. How about that? Oh god, no, that didn't do anything good. That's not good. Okay, how about... Hide the frame. No frame. Place the screen. I can swap the screens with just W. Do you guys see that? Did it work? I can play it that way, and I can just switch to the court record when I need to. I think we're good. Oh, I can do it. I can do it this way. I'm a genius. Okay, I'm gonna go away. Did it not switch? Did it not replace the screen? Okay. There. We're going from like HD visuals back to the DS. Yeah. Again, I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. This is so weird. I have to play it upside down to do this. Y'all better appreciate this. Swear. Panicked, palms sweaty, mom spaghetti. I can admit it. I'm nervous. Oh, good morning, sir. You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight. Wound up, sir? No, I'm loose. I'm fine. That screeching noise. Is that your voice? I suppose it is to be expected. Your first trial, and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, huh? I'm fine! I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Cords of Steel voice workout! I'm fine! Huh, that explains it. I did detect a certain rasping quality to your screech. I overdid it again. As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down, if you get my drift. Drift gone, sir! I'm all over that drift! As it happens, I dined with him on the night of the murder. We can't let this case fall through. Yes, I'm fine, sir! One more thing. Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way. I'll be preparing our case. You might want to introduce yourself to the client. Oh my god, did his body disappear first before his head? It did. Emulators. My name is Apollo Justice. If it isn't already clear, I'm a new attorney. And today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of murder. My boss wants to help him out, of course, and so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him. No way. Whoa! Good, morning. Morning? It's all up to you today. First trial. Nervous. Meeting him? Cardiac arrest! I think I'm supposed to say something, help? So, you're fine! I'm fine! Mr. Fine, is it? I did remember you having an odd name. Well, we're not to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me. Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney, and he's your friend. So why? You'll see. Huh? You can do it. Be confident. I'm really sorry this happened to you. I mean, It's time, shall we? Yes, sir. Okay, I need to focus. First trial, here comes justice. A pale justice? Yep, you right. 'Cause he on thin ice. Schmack! The court is now... Same old judge. The court is now in session. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is up. Fine. I mean ready, Your Honor. I'm going blank. Don't panic. Too late. Your name was, Mr. Justice? And this is your first trial? Yes, Your Honor. But I'm fine. Really. Are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strained. Mr. Gavin. Yes, Your Honor. I was under the impression that you would be, heading up this case. That was my intention, yes. However, a defense attorney must always cede to his client's wishes, and my client specifically requested Mr. Justice. Oh, well, of course he wants justice. But to entrust this case to this greenhorn? Why? I do not exaggerate when I say that you're the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Gavin. Okay, so Gavin's got trial experience, fine. But does he have cords of steel? Schmack! And let's begin. The defendant may enter the courtroom. This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry we had to meet again under these circumstances. Long time no see, Mr. Wright. Let's put the past behind us, shall we? These days, I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player. Mr. Wright, how could this have happened? I won't speak of it further then. If the prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges, Mr. Payne. To think, I saw you enter the room of fresh attorney, and now I'll see you leave in chains. Ah, Winston Payne. Subtle as ever, I see. The crime occurred at the Borscht Bowl Club, a Russian restaurant. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and he hit him. Wham! On the head. Smack! Killed him cold. A customer at the restaurant, you say? Oh, and the defendant? You say he was... the pianist for the club, it seems. Phoenix Wright. A pianist? This is the weapon that took the victim's life. A bottle of grape juice. It's wine. Fucking localization. They like, we can't put alcohol in the game. Let's make it grape juice. Like, this game is not... this game is rated teen. It's rated teen. Grape juice is apparently our defendant's drink of choice. The court accepts the deadly bottle as evidence. Deadly bottle added to court record. Something to note, Justice. All evidence is filed in the court record. Make a practice of checking it right frequently. The court record. Right. I've heard of that. Use the court record button to look at the evidence so far. I'm confident in your ability to handle this. Right, the court record button. Sounds like it's time for some hands-on action. So let's take a look at that so I can make sure that this works too. Yup. So I got my attorney's badge. It's nice being able to use a mouse again though, I'll tell you what. How long did I yearn for one of these? Just putting it on makes me feel ready. Autopsy report. The time of death was around 2... oh, I can check this. Victim's name, Shady Smith. Estimated time of death, April 17th, between 1:45 a.m. and 2:15 a.m. Cause of death, cerebral hemorrhaging resulting from blunt trauma to the forehead. Crime Photo 1, the sub-basement at the Borscht Bowl Club. Deadly bottle. Grape juice bottle used as the murder weapon. Bears the defendant Mr. Wright's prints. Yeah, I could do the investigation stuff. Grape juice. How long has it been since I drank grape juice? Apparently it's Mr. Wright's favorite drink. I wonder how well it goes with borscht. There's nothing else on it. Okay. And then we... God, I have to remember. I have to remember not to start just reading without looking at that. So, the victim was a customer at the restaurant. But just who is this, Shady Smith fellow? We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor. Oh, a traveler? According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years. He had only returned to the country recently, though his place of residence is unclear. And he had some sort of connection with the defendant. That too is unclear at the present, Your Honor. We believe that they first met at the Borscht Boat Club on the night of the crime. Oh, if they only had just met, then why murder? Perhaps the victim slighted the defendant's piano playing? That doesn't appear to have been the case. No, the motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skill. At least, not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean. As we can see, a game of poker was in progress at the scene of the crime. Oh, wait a second. Is it poker? Gambling? Do you remember to... Oh, God. Damn it. You see? That's exactly what I said. Is it gonna... I did flip it. Wait a second. I flipped it. It wasn't me. The amulet... Oh, my God. It's not seeing the screen. It's not seeing the screen. It's not seeing the screen. Oh, good. Great. Because it was working. Now it's not going to work. Awesome. I love it. I love it so much. Nothing can ever go just fine. Okay. If I unfull screen it, it will fix it. This is so stupid. Why is it like this? Why is it like this? Okay, and if I full screen it... Jesus Christ. Great. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that every time I flip the fucking screen. It appears our defendant has fallen to become the basest sort of criminal. It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim, yet it was only that, a game, in the purest sense, a competition, Your Honor. A competition? Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome. Come again? The cards on the table had blue backs, Your Honor. I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify the present and impress women. Well, that'll be our first order of business here, then, to find out more about this fatal game of cards. Smack! Very well, defendant. You will testify to the court about the poker competition held on the night of the crime. My pleasure. This is it. My first trial. Here goes nothing. I'm a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table. The room where they play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is, a game. And our customers are happy. A pianist who can't play piano? Better than a defense attorney who can't defend. Shut up. Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination. Right, Your Honor. My first cross-examination. Don't blow it. Are you alright? You're sweating bullets. Bullets? Where? It's a figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy, too. My brain feels strained and raspy, sir. You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times, though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher? What to do? Should I ask Mr. Gavin for a refresher course in court? Nope. No need for help here, sir. I think I've got this one covered. I think you better do more than think. You know it, or you do not. I'm fine. The cords of steel are ready for battle. My weapons, press and present. Find any inconsistencies and lies in testimony and reveal them to the court. That is cross-examination. Learn it, know it, do it. Inconsistencies? Lies? Phoenix Wright? As if Phoenix Wright would never lie, and it's up to me to prove it. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Wow, you don't get to see the little face of Apollo and Winston Payne. They go, and they cross against each other. I think it did that in the other game too. Oops. I'm a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. You can hardly play? Oh, I play sometimes, when customers demand it. So I play them one song. That's usually all they want. Was that supposed to be a boast just now? The title of pianist is a mask, a respectable face I wear for the world at large. Then why are you really at the Borscht Club? My real job is to take on the interested customers over at the poker table. They pay you just to play poker? That would seem to be the case. I am a professional after all.
Pah! Do I detect pride in that statement? It's just hard for an honest, hard-working member of society like me to imagine.
Yes, well, your imagination was always pretty limited, Winston.
What?
I played poker for 7 years in that little room. Oh, this takes place 7 years after the last game. And I've never lost once. What? You see why the customers come now? Defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That is, I'm quite a draw. Wait, you've never lost once? Not even one time? As I said, I'm a professional. He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once? Is that even possible? The room where we play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions. The room in the crime scene photo is an attraction? It has quite a history, actually. The Borscht Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day. But black market? All in the past. Things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays. Suffice it to say that there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Right there in that room.
A smoky room? Gambling hoods? You know, just looking at this picture makes me feel bad.
The bosses gathered around the table, cutting deals safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, a goon keeps watch through the small window. I can practically picture it now. That window does look like it would be good for keeping a lookout, but little else. The room had a few other tricks to it, though it was common knowledge to our regulars. It wasn't common knowledge. At any rate, they came to play in the poker room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good, clean fun. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. 2 decks of cards? A simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip in cards.
Oh, there's something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there are some lines scattered on the floor.
Precisely. Cards on the table, cards upon the floor, each one forming a complete deck. A crime scene painted blue by a sad sweep of cards. It's poetic, really. Incidentally, we used 2 types of cards at the club. One deck of cards was red, the other blue.
As I recall, in poker you make 5 card hands. I can see how it would be easy to cheat.
Yes, a game of hands.
Smack! This competition you're talking about, I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently. That's right! It was a simple game after all!
Are you sure? Huh?
People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendant, you were in the room the very moment the crime occurred, yet you claim no connection to the crime?
Now that's strange.
What's strange?
I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Of course, I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense.
What? I completely let that one slip by!
Don't despair yet, Justice.
Sir?
Right, there's something I'd like to make clear. Namely, your connection to the case at hand. And I'd like to hear it from you.
Sure,
why not?
Smack! Alright, very well, defendant will amend his testimony.
Just one little press, and I got myself a whole new testimony. I plead silence regarding the murder, but I will say I never touched a murder weapon. Oh no, baby, what is you doing? Objection! So you say you didn't touch the murder weapon? This grape juice bottle? Right? So I said.
Alright, something the matter, Mr. Justice? Too bad our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb. What's this, Mr. Payne?
I gotta turn off my PlayStation.
I examined the bottle in question, you see, and it was covered with the defendant's fingerprints. Objection! No need to shout, Mr. Justice. I can hear you just fine.
Excessive yelling can damage the judge's ears and our case.
But what about my cords of steel?
Anyway, what's so strange about fingerprints on a bottle in a restaurant?
Oh, well, that's true. The prints alone don't prove that he... Oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they were normal fingerprints.
Huh?
But the fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down. Upside down? What does that mean? It means he was holding the bottle inverted, and there can be only one reason for that. Yes. To bring someone with the bottle. Whoa!
Mr. Gavin, I think things just took a turn for the worse. Oh? I see no problem, Justice. Huh? The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything. You'll see.
Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to the court?
I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now.
Not very cooperative, are you? This could hurt your case. I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason.
Objection!
Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something.
And what might that be, Mr. Gavin?
On the night of the crime, who was it that reported the murder to the police?
Reported? Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright, but still, that... Really? Yes, well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene, by a call from the defendant's cell phone.
Near the scene?
Well, let's take a look at the diagram of the murder scene, shall we? The victim was murdered in a small room in a basement 2 floors down from ground level. Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far down. The defendant used the stairs in this hallway to go above the ground. The call came from the first floor of the restaurant. I see, and this phone is the one that made the call?
The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so chose. Yet, he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities. And you claim he is being uncooperative.
Nice save, Mr. Gavin. I better not waste this.
I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being.
Toyed? I assure you, no one is more serious about...
What was it you said? The defendant was in the room at the very moment that the crime occurred. How can you possibly know this?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh, how indeed?
The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness.
Oh, you're as good as they say.
So someone else was in the room the night of the crime. That must mean that they witnessed the crime. Everything up until now has been a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready?
Schmack! Very well, the prosecution may call its first witness to the stand. The witness will state her name and profession. Hold on just a moment. Where's the witness? I surmise that he or she has been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horns.
So I used a little hair gel. Relax, people.
Have no fear. If any horns point in your direction, this court will cut them off.
You are sure?
I swear it on my gavel. Please, come out.
Isn't violence against hair a crime, Your Honor?
Well, if you are sure, it's okay.
Now, the prosecution... Wait a minute! Would the prosecution care to explain the witness's paraphernalia?
Yes. Well, she is a professional, Your Honor. These are merely the tools of her trade.
And that would be?
My name is Olga Orly. I am employed as waitress in Borscht Boat Club restaurant.
Then why the camera?
Of course, it is my pride to serve borscht at his dining restaurant. But I also perform, how is it said, other service.
I take it one of those other services is taking the customer's pictures?
Da. Like, for example, this one.
What? That's the defendant?
Indeed, on the night of the murder. Man in the white hat is one who has gone kaput.
Indeed, that is the victim. Hey, smack! 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 Order! Order! This is quite a piece of evidence to casually drop into our laps.
It is the same way as I drop cold balls at Bush on laps of customers. Casually.
And the court will casually accept this new evidence.
Now, witness, where were you at the time of the murder? I was in room, the hideout we call it.
Excuse me, the hideout?
It is room where famous gangster bad guy was arrested. It is room where murder took place.
What?
You look what a surprise. It is lovely. I will post my courtroom door later for you. The photos will be numbered and you will write down which one you want a copy of.
So there was 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga Orley, our witness. And if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, then that means...
Smack! Very well, Miss. You will testify to the court about the night's events.
That night, customer asked me to deal cards for game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on.
Hang on. Someone actually commented on my YouTube video about the problem I was having with the game last night. Okay. Aha! I did have to use the aux cable, not the charge cable. I knew it! I knew it! I'll comment back to them later.
The victim, he plays the whole time with him and locket on his neck. Then, last hand is done, but something terrible has happened, That man threw at victim and is strangling him to death.
Incidentally, who won the game?
Isn't it obvious the winner was the victim, Mr. Smith?
That's ridiculous! Because Mr. Wright can't lose! Justice, maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection. But he hasn't lost in 7 years!
Take it from me, kid. It happens. I didn't lose a case my first 7 years as prosecutor either. Incidentally, I have some evidence here. These are the poker chips as they lay at the very moment of the crime. The hand and the chips on this side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright. Those on the far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith.
Chips, you say?
Yes. Imagine that poker is war. Your hand is your army, and the chips are the spoils.
Oh, I know that. After all, in my youth, I was known as the poker head of courtroom number 3.
I think he means poker face.
Looking at this picture, it does seem that most of the chips are on the victim side of the table. Chip photo. Very well, the defense may cross-examine the witness.
That night, customer asked me to deal cards for the game.
Hang on a second. Fuck. I forgot how to save. Okay, I remember how to save. God damn it, when you save. Okay.
That night, customer asked me to deal cards for game.
You were dealing cards. Do you do this often?
I am doing this. If customer wishes it, I serve anything. Borscht, cards, more borscht. It is my work.
Oh, it's good to hear of a place that hasn't forgotten the meaning of service.
Welcome you to Bush Bowl Club, where Bush is as warm as the waitresses.
Thank you for not handing out flyers during the cross-examination.
It was cold. Both players played with hats on.
It's already April. How could it be cold?
At Bush Bowl Club, we have pride on authentic rustic Russian restaurant theme. Outside, it is the city in spring, but inside, it is always cold as Mother Russia.
No way am I going there.
When it comes to hot borscht, cold is best seasoning, da? The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on the locket on his neck.
His locket?
I believe it was good luck charm, da? He gripped it many times as he played that night.
Oh yeah, he must have felt it, though it might carry him to the moon and to the stars. Though, if it were small enough to fit around his neck, it wouldn't have much lift. The defense would like a clarification. This is a locket we're talking about? I mean, a pendant with a picture in it, right? Not a rocket. Oh, of course, I knew that. It was probably a pendant shaped like a rocket. That's why she called it that. No, a locket's a locket. It doesn't matter which. It's considered bad form to poke fun at the hard of hearing in our society. Hard of hearing or hard of understanding?
So, what happened next? The last hand is done, but something terrible is happening now.
Something terrible? The French were afraid from needle shouting. Oh, sorry. I need to seriously reconsider this vocal training thing.
Now, Miss Orley, can you tell us what happened?
I think it's supposed to be like, oh really? Because that's how you do it in the memes. Or Olga or really, but I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, I was so frightened that I trembled with fear. That man flew at the victim and is strangling him to death.
But the defendant would never do such a thing! Oh, well now, I can't say I've ever heard the defense try this tactic. If possible, please, refrain from embarrassing me. Still, why would anyone do something like this over a game of poker?
Perhaps it is because the defendant has lost game?
Yes, a crushing defeat for a man undefeated.
So, it always is with a man like him, winners make sore losers.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Go ahead, I believe you know what it is that you need to do. Right, sir, leave it to me. There were only 3 people in the room at the time of the murder. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, I've got you now, Orley. Oh, really? O'Reilly. Okay, let me look at case record. Single blow to the head. We got the picture of the thing. I guess I can show you guys it too, so you can look at it. I think I can zoom about the cell phone. Oh. Wow, the batteries are held in with a piece of tape. He should just buy a new one. Maybe he can't afford it, or he just doesn't care. It's the latter. Okay. So we have that night customers asked me to deal cards for game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on. The victim, he plays whole time with his hand unlocked on his neck. Hang on a second. Is he wearing the locket in that picture? Ah, shit. I think he is. Okay, it's not that. Must have done something terrible. That man fluid victim is strangling him to death. Oh, duh. He was killed with the bottle to the head. He wasn't killed with strangling. Herp a derp. Oh, really? Strangled, you say? That's odd.
Normal customers only choke on borscht.
No, I mean this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Miss Orley, really now? Okay, Miss O'Reilly, really now? Did you witness a crime? I love it. The witnesses are gonna get weirder and weirder as we go through the cases.
Macaroni and cheese. Look at the picture. It doesn't seem like he was hit. He's still wearing his hat and everything. Yet it is a fact that he was hit, Your Honor. Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during the investigation. Oh, well, that's quite shocking, isn't it? The head certainly was hit.
But I have seen it happen. The defendant, he lunged at victim, his neck.
Oh, really, Miss O'Reilly? I think I've caught you in your own lie this time. Justice, I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this through once more. What do you mean? I found a contradiction. There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me.
Very well. It seems that we should continue the cross-examination.
There's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it. There's such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too. Ask me to deal cards for a game? It's cold. After the defendant tried to strangle the victim, he hit him with bottle. You didn't say anything about hitting before.
So sorry. I must be forgetting the stuff.
Witness, you will take greater care with your testimony.
Oh, I am sorry, Your Honor.
And that clears up the discrepancy with the autopsy report, I believe. The defendant made to strangle his victim, then changed his mind, and chose a simpler, blunter means to do the job. Yes, that sums it up nicely.
So he strangled him, then hit him? Something's fishy about all this. Go ahead. I believe you know what you need to do. Since we got that added little piece there. Okay, let me see. Ooh, in the picture where he got hit, he's not wearing the locket. You know, there was one curious part about her testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. But what does that mean?
Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what is your thinking so intensely about?
Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his hand on locket on his neck, I believe she said.
I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar.
No, but look at this photograph. Do you see a locket on the victim's neck? Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I knew you'd be able to handle this. But what does it mean?
Well, if we are to believe this witness testimony as is, then the locket disappeared following the victim's death.
Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor. It's quite simple when you think about it. If the locket is gone, someone must have taken it off. No? Taken it off? Wait, you don't mean... The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it?
Ah! Huh? Holy smack! Defendant, what do you have to say to this? Hey.
Yes?
I just noticed this, but... You have something hanging around your neck, don't you?
Oh, you mean this? Yes, it's a locket, with a photograph inside. A photo of my daughter.
Come again? Mr. Wright, you have a daughter? We confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter.
So Mr. Wright has a locket, too? Why don't I buy this? It's just a coincidence.
Well, now, here did... Oh, no, that's not paying. Well, now, if the results of the poker game led to the murder...
You have to forgive me, I'm doing 5 different voices.
Perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game. Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear that the defendant lost. Badly. Miss O'Reilly, you will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and defendant.
Da.
Serious competition.
The game began with 3,500 points in chips for each man. House chips come in 2 sizes, small and large. The one who was winning, it was victim. For last hand, defendant played with all chips on table and lose. The moment loss was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and...
Indeed, looking at this picture, it does seem to be a one-sided game.
And the court knows poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow.
Well, how many times have I heard these words? I done it in a fit of rage, Your Honor, and now I regret what I done. A common tale, but true. Methinks the judge watches too many old court movies. Mr. Wright said that he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong. Crisscross.
The game began with 3,500 points in chip for each man.
Are those the usual starting points? Were any special rules used?
No, not special. Usual game, usual rules.
If each man began with 3,500 chips, then the total would be, exactly 7,000 points. Please, this isn't calculus. It's not even long division.
House chips come in two sizes, small and large.
Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used?
Of course!
Something's fishy with these chips. Fish and chips? Yeah, let's press it. Maybe you could explain a bit about these chips.
Explain? What is there to be explained? Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips.
I made the joke first. Thanks. Now that I pressed her, I better ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars? Or rubles even?
Yet, as I have been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Hard, perhaps, for capitalists to understand. Two types of chip, 100-point chip and 1,000-point chip. It is not money, da.
Justice? Sir! Don't you find her comment interesting? In more ways than one, sir. I'd have it added to her testimony myself.
Well, there's an official warrant to witness added. Yeah, I
do. Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Add it to the testimony. I wish I knew where I was going with this.
Very well, witness, if you'll be so kind.
Your Honor. One kind of chip is worth 1,000 points, the other is worth 1,000 points. Two kinds in all.
Let's take a look and see if that's true. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's way more than 7,000 chips then. If the big ones are it. If not, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even if it's the red one, it's still wrong. I think. Is that what she said? Did she say the big ones are 1,000? Yeah, the big ones are 1,000. Yeah, there's too many chips. There's too many chips. Too many chips and not enough fish.
Yeah, got her.
You're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure?
It seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won, if you're not in kindergarten.
Just for safety's sake, would you explain the problem to the court?
Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which were worth 1,000 points?
Why, the big ones, of course. Duh.
Oh, I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up.
Totals?
Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 3,500 chips and points in chips. And the combined total value of the chips was 7,000 points.
Yeah, sure. If my calculations are correct, let's see. 3 plus 1, let's see, carry the 5, and...
They are, Your Honor. Now, look at the photo that allegedly shows all the chips. If the big chips are worth 1,000 and the small chips are worth 100, and you add them all up,
how much is it?
Do it yourself. You aren't in kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony.
But why? How could this be?
Exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why. Right! There's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. Oh man, oh you can't, did it do it again? Shit. Y'all need to say something. Y'all need to say something. Yeah. Can you see it now? Yes. God, I need to remember to check every time I flip. Anyways, starting points were wrong, chip count was wrong, or both was right. I'm assuming it's the starting points. This calculation makes the answer clear. If the total combined points at the table was 10,600, then each man started the night with 5,300 points. 5,300? Okay. Sorry, notifications are popping up on my computer now for YouTube.
That's a rather half-baked score at which to start a game.
Justice, would different starting points really change anything? Huh?
Uh-oh. No. Oh, no. It seems the defense's objection was even more half-baked than the score.
Oh, no. Yeah, I put the screen off to the right because when I show up, then I'm off to the side. I did that on purpose. If it bothers you that much, for the sake of composition, I can put it in the center. Uh-oh, time to head back to the kitchen. Right, there's only one possible way. Okay,
The chip count.
the odd thing here is the number of chips. Right, Mr. Gavin? Why are you asking me? Just in case? Justice, it is your case I'm concerned about. If you're wondering about the chips, just look at the photograph. It's all there. Even our judge with his failing eyesight could count them. That's not the only thing that's failing the judge.
Let me ask you again. Okay.
Well, each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can only be one answer.
Well, what is it?
The value of the chips was the other way around.
What?
Want to know what I think? The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones.
Madness! Utter madness!
Yeah, have it on the center. Oh boy. Let's see if I can do that with it. Oh my god, it's not showing the game anyways! Jeepers. Well, I had to unfull screen it anyways. This is such a pain in the ass. Such a pain in the ass. Okay, now the other problem is it won't let me alt-tab out of the game when it's full screen. Because, oh no, it let me do it. Fucking ball sacks. Y'all lucky I love you guys. Shit. Oh my god. I'm gonna need you to center it. Can you center it yourself? Come on, Streamlabs. Yeah, here we go. Center on screen. Bam. There. Okay. You can see the game good. Everything's fine.
Alright, show me that photograph of the chips again. I see there are 6 small chips and 10 large chips. Or, why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up.
Excellent work, Justice. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself. Well, process of elimination.
Oh, but wait! The value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing. Or indeed, the victim did have the...
Yeah, it does because it changes who was the winner of the game.
The victim did have the larger number of chips still.
Oh? Exactly. If the small chips are worth 1,000 points and the large chips are worth 100, let's do a little math. Add up the points for each side of the table.
Oh! Their victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900 points, and the defendant had 4,100 points.
Well now, it seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all.
That's impossible!
My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning!
No!
Now, Miss O'Reilly, you must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the scene of the crime. Weren't you?
Yeah! Oh, my borscht! Smack! 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 Oh, my God, order! Order! It appears our defendant has lost his motive, and Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened. We must now ask ourselves whether we can trust a witness testimony. Hey, excuse me? What is it, Miss O'Reilly?
I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see,
See what, Miss O'Reilly? What do we see?
in the last hand, there was cheat.
Yeah, this is. Oh no, this is the actual game. This is I'm using it on an emulator. So the colors look like this because it's emulating a DS game. The reason why the previous game looks so good is because it was an HD remaster for the consoles. So this is straight up from the DS one. So it's not HD. So we're playing it old school here. So yeah, it's just gonna be like that.
A cheat? You don't mean a trick? Wait, or do you mean a scam? They're the same thing!
Yes, there was cheat in the last hand, and that is why the game ends with chips as they are.
Great, just great. First we have lying, now cheating. Well, the case certainly has taken a turn. Pretty interesting.
Witness, you will please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating in the final hand.
The last hand, both men had full house. There is 4 of each card in deck, from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. Next moment the game becomes argument. The defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in hand. Poor Mr. Smith.
The face cam is right here, but I'm hiding it for immersion purposes. You don't want to see my face when I'm voice acting and reading. I mean, you probably do, but that ruins it because you're gonna be looking at me and not the characters. It's immersion. Ooh. Okay. Miss O'Reilly, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? I thought I smelled the cover up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers.
A full house is a very high-scoring hand. Not easy to make in my experience. That alone is enough to suspect less than scrupulous tactics.
Mr. Gavin, what's a full house?
Lawyers these days, you don't know your poker? I can't say that this bodes well for your case or career.
What is this? Some kind of secret court poker ring? Justice, you know the terms 1 pair, 2 pair, and 3 of a kind, yes? Yeah, no problem. 2 cards with the same number makes a pair, and 3 makes a 3 of a kind. Good. Now picture a hand with 1 pair and 1 3 of a kind. That's a full house. That doesn't sound very easy to make, does it?
You can see each player's hand in this photo.
Wow, they both have full houses.
We forget that there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat! Schmack! The defense may cross-examine the witness.
If he did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat?
The last hand, both men had full house.
Just how hard is it to make a full house anyway?
It is quite hard, It is making a pair and a 3 of a kind at the same time.
I guess that's right.
Very difficult to be sure.
Yes, I know they do. But I just figure it's gonna be distracting. People are gonna be looking at me and not the text and the characters. This way, it's immersion. And to be fair, when Markiplier did Grand Theft Auto roleplay, he hid his cam whenever he was doing the voice acting. So technically, he did do some of what I'm doing. So there, that's my argument.
Very difficult to be sure. You can take my word as poker head of courtroom number 3.
Very difficult, but it's not impossible.
Okay, full house, hard. This line of questioning, a waste of time.
There is 4 of each card in deck, from ace to king.
4 of each card, you say?
There is 1 spade, 1 diamond, 1 heart, and 1 club for each card. It is interesting fact that this number 4 comes from the number of seasons.
Huh? You don't say.
And did you know that the cards are numbered 1 to 13? Add all the cards in the deck and you get 364 a year.
Huh?
You don't say. Isn't that 1 day short? That's why each deck has 2 jokers. They say that the second joker stands for the leap year. Thus, you have a perfect representation of the year, all in a deck of cards.
Huh? You don't say.
We're gonna be in this courtroom for a year if it keeps going like this.
If you look at the both men's hands, cheat is more obvious.
How is it clear?
Well, the defendant, he played a 5th ace.
If enough people want me to show my cam while I'm playing games like this, then can't try to chat talker. If enough people really want me to put my cam up while I'm doing this, I'll put my cam up. I just figured this would be better, and then I could pop in and say hi whenever I needed to. So you guys let me, but I'm gonna need more than 1 person to say it.
A 5th ace?
I still remember both hands very well. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. And Mr. Wright has 2.
Obviously cheating with a foot. Or should I say, a hand?
Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to testimony without Mr. Paint's joke.
Very well, then a witness will add this detail to her testimony. Please.
Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces, and Mr. Wright's 2. It is 5 aces in all.
But there's only 4 aces in that deck. I don't know if I can prove that though. I don't know if I can prove that. Oh wait, no. In the picture here, there's only 2 aces. You guys can see it too. There's only 2. So there's 4 aces here. God damn it, it didn't work. See, I was watching the fucking screen. This is stupid. This is life now. No, see, you see the point? You see the point? Improve. Okay, good. If anytime you're not voice acting, you can turn on the face. I could. That's true. I totally could. So I could pop up just when I make stupid jokes and when I say things like, "Bitch, no, you a fucking liar." Then I can show up and then I can go, "Boof, voice acting time." Watch me not do it correctly and then leave my cam on once, sitting there picking my nose while I'm reading. I'm just kidding. I don't do that. Pick my nose while I'm reading. Anyway, it's time for an objection. Objection! Can you not see the... Where's the game? Where's the game? Why does it work sometimes and not other times? It hurts my face. It appears the witness is mistaken.
Mistaken? But my name?
Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony.
That's the photo of the chips, is it not?
Justice, perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point out your point.
Yes, please point out the contradiction in this photo. What particular point contradicts the witness's testimony?
The number of aces on, oh man, who had the 3 aces? There's no game? What? Wait. Oh, you guys can't see the pointing. Oh my god, because I'm pointing on the other screen. I should play that? I should play that what? I should play the no game? Wait, there is no game. That sounds like a bad game to do on a gaming channel. You know what I should do? If that ever happens, I'll be like, you know what? I'm just gonna do a try not to laugh challenge like all the other YouTubers. So, if that's what you guys want, Oh no, that's not. When I put my cam away. Why does Shift X cause the game to? Why? I just put it in the middle of the table. It's right here, right in the middle of the table. At least it's the first case, so if I'm gonna fuck up, it's here. Oh, but when I click on it, it doesn't work, but the keyboard works? What? What in blue blazes? God, every time I switch screens, I have to make sure that the game fucking works. See, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Well, it's here, of course! Oh, it's not there, it's on the other side. Okay, well, you know what? I figured it was 50-50. Okay? Okay? I figured it was 50-50. So you know what? Everyone just calm down. Calm down. Mr. Reilly, in your testimony, you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. But as you can see clearly here, the victim's hand only held 2 aces.
Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace in question.
Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's this 5th ace? I see cheating alright, and it's going on right here in this courtroom.
Schmack! 2 aces in each player's hand does make 4 aces total. Hardly proof of cheating.
Wait, please. It is true. I have seen it, the 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you.
That's odd. She must be lying, yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day. You're right to trust your instincts. Mr. Gavin? Who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion.
What might that be, Mr. Gavin?
If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards.
Their cards?
Mr. Payne,
Yes?
the players' hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court.
Schmack! Very well, the prosecution will submit this evidence.
Which will you examine?
The victim's cards or the defendant's cards?
If these cards don't prove that cheating was going on, nothing will. Now, which of these hands is more suspicious? The victim's hand? It was the victim's hand that changed over the course of the witness's testimony. The defense requests time to examine Mr. Smith's cards.
Very well, Mr. Payne, if you would.
Very well.
I got the victim's hand. Well, time's wasting. Get to it, Justice. Okay, let's take a look here. Switch the screen. Make sure it's working. Y'all can see what's going on too. So look, guys. Oh, and then it froze. Son of a bitch. There's a son of a bitch. Emulators. This is a really, really old DS emulator too that I've been using for years. So that could be why too. Oh. 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 Only one of the cards has a blue back. I'm much more of a red guy myself. Blue is so not red, you know. Dun 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 dun. That's pretty much it. Okay, and then yes, sir. Oh, I have to do it now anyways. I'm not flipping the screen. Y'all can wait a second here. It's just Christoph telling me how to examine stuff. And then turn around. Oh, look, there's a blue card back here. I guess if he's talking, I guess I should flip the screen. Son of a bitch. I hope it works. You know what? I'm just gonna fuck it. What? Oh my god, I flipped it just for him to say what? Your Honor, look at this! One of the victim's cards! Blue is your favorite color? Night, it's Phoenix too. The back is a different color!
Oh, wow! That's impossible! But I put that card in Mr. Right hand. Oh, ow!
What was that, Mr. O'Reilly?
Yet, oh no, I merely said that I have...
Your Honor,
Mr. Gavin, yes?
tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker?
To cheat?
I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend, a comrade, shall we say. The dealer.
Oh?
Wait, so you mean this witness, Miss O'Reilly? She's the cheater. A professional, I'd wager.
Borscht. Order! Order!
Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. I mean her mistake. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard.
That's impossible, but I put that card in Wright's hand.
Ergo, Miss Olga O'Reilly conspired to cheat, not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shady Smith. Yeah, play my jam. Play my jam.
Ooh!
Not only did she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim.
What?
Wait, you don't mean...
The defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly, are you?
Time for justice! There were 3 people in the room at the time of the incident, and if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, then that means I am. The defense accuses the witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly, of murder!
Borscht. Mr. Payne, where is your witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly? It appears she has lost consciousness, Your Honor. Mr. Justice?
Your Honor,
It seems you have presented a new possibility to the court, one suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith.
and that means...
This court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time. What?
I did it! I held out!
Smack! I see no point in prolonging the trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further inquiries.
Did that sound familiar? It sure did. Mr. Wright? You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet.
What nonsense is the defendant spewing now?
Think, one of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means?
What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections right when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous! Mr. Payne, you of all people should know, Mr. Wright has a talent for the ridiculous. Smack. Perhaps we should all get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game, The Fateful Night.
I have this game low latency, so I can actually talk to you guys faster. So you guys should let me know, which is hopefully helping me catch this thing faster. How should you catch these with her eyes closed?
Yeah, because she's a cheater.
As was said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night.
That was said before.
The 2 decks at the club have different colored backs, blue and red. 1 color per deck. Why use different colored backs? Well, if you use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. We used different colors and they still got mixed up. We used the red for the last game.
I see, but that's odd. For some reason, I have this impression that you were using the blue cards.
Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards.
Whatever. In the end, 1 card of the wrong color got into the mix, which means that there was cheating.
Yes, a card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yet, this card raises 2 serious questions. Apollo?
Yes?
Well, let's consider the first question, shall we? Think, in the last game, when was the card swapped? When? There are 3 broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder.
Well, yeah, thanks to the news bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course, it was...
Oh? It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne, or it might not be. I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? When the cards swapped? I think it was after the murder. Oh, perhaps it happened after the murder?
What's that? Ridiculous. What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown? That's silly.
Yes, but tell me, How do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible.
Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible.
Oh? Even when the backs of the cards are different color? If you pull that during the game, you'd be caught in no time. Quite true. That would mean the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown. I am big brain. After the murder.
Okay, this is going past silly and straight into crazy. I ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that?
Oh, indeed. That's one of the mysteries before us.
There's another?
Well, yes. A simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card? Who? The game and murder is done. The victim is dead. Only two remain in the room. Alive, that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga Aureli. Okay, so who was to swap the red card or the blue card? Well, Phoenix went to go call the police, so I'm gonna go with Olga. Well, it must have been Olga Aureli who swapped the cards. She was trying to cover the evidence of the cheating.
Well, that does make some sense.
Sorry, but there's a problem with that explanation. Huh? The swap card was from the wrong deck.
Oh yeah, a blue card was stuck into the right hand.
Mixing a card from the wrong deck when the backs are different colors? Remember that you're talking about Olga, really. She was the dealer. Do you think that she would make such a novice mistake? Actually, I have trouble imagining even the judge making that mistake. Give it a little more thought, Apollo. Fine. It was someone else. The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And, well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Olga really either.
What are you suggesting?
That's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As the defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Miss Aureli at this point. Yes, I know. But she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong color card.
Well, if the card was swapped during the game, it'd been obvious. Something you'd like to share with the court, Mr. Wright?
Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking about how much fun this all is.
Fun? How about confusing? I have no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. If the defense who swapped the card wasn't the defendant, and it wasn't Miss Aureli, then who was it?
Yeah, well, that is the question, isn't it? Precisely. Huh? I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction. A new direction? We'll find that indeed, after the murder, someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hand, and that someone made two critical mistakes. I'm sure you're going to tell us the first was swapping the wrong color card, because the one who did the swap didn't know two colored cards were being used. The other mistake was that the number on the card. Right. The person replaced the fifth ace with a king. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a fifth ace after all. All they knew was that the game had been won with a full house. So, they picked up a king from the table and swapped it in.
But there's one problem. According to our case record, this person doesn't exist.
True. Not until now, but you have to admit the possibility of a fourth person. Though it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night on the scene of the crime.
What?
I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright.
Schmack! This trial has proceeded on the central assumption, namely, that at the time of the incident there was only 3 people in the room.
I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption.
The problem is that you chose to conceal this information from the court.
I suppose that is a problem, yes.
Court is adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during the recess.
Certainly, Your Honor.
Very well, the trial will resume in 20 minutes.
That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim that there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth? Well now, I think you would know the answer to that. Being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I have no time for mysteries. I'd only ask that you would leave the defendant to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome. I see you haven't melded out one bit, Kristoff. Justice? Yes, sir! The judge has summoned me to his chambers, so carry on without me. Why is Phoenix wearing a hat? Because he wants to, because he's retired and now he's a piano player at a bar. So now he chill as fuck because he's not a lawyer anymore. You did well, Apollo. Can I ask you something? Sure. That locket you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright? Ah, you're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket. Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there. I'm just surprised to hear you had a daughter. Most people are. Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days. Oh, one more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you? What do you think? Huh? You know what happened 7 years ago. What I did. It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat. I never. Honest, but... It is odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years. Wanna know something? There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker. Huh? You see, poker's all about reading your opponent. In that way, it's a lot like a court case. Poker is like trial law? Who did Phoenix smash? We don't know. Also, Phoenix said something very interesting. He said, after what I did 7 years ago. Could it be connected to why he's not a lawyer anymore? You'll have to find out and see! Insert to be continued placard here. Poker, it's like trial law? Figure out what your opponent is thinking, and you win. Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds. I think not. Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information. That's because Apollo has a new mechanic. You're kidding. That witness, for instance, Miss Aurelie. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? No. Oh, come on, who noticed that? Words, habits, twitches. It's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass the secret on to you. But I'm not worthy. I mean, there's no way I can pick up these signals. No, you can do it. Huh? You just don't know it yet. What's he talking about? But you will. Soon. Oh, almost forgot. One more thing. About this case. You should know, I haven't told the truth to anyone yet. What? I knew it! I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed. And, Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power. My, power? I had no idea my cords of steel were that special. It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best. Yay! To be continued! Okay, I'm gonna stop the stream now because I'm hungry. And I don't want to deal with this. I'm gonna see if I can try to find a better way to stream this. Or a better emulator that will pick. I know there's gonna be a better emulator. This emulator is like... It's like 8 years old or something like that. It's super old. So, of course, there's gonna be newer ones anyways. So, I'll figure it out. But for now, I'm gonna end this here. I'm gonna get some food. And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna stream something else. Either... I haven't decided yet. I might do Doki Doki Literature Club. I might do Danganronpa. Or I might do the next Kingdom Hearts game, 365 by 2 days. So, if you guys would like to see one of those in particular, let me know. Play a horror game? Maybe. I do have a bunch of horror games to play too, but I was going to save that for tonight. When I, can't sleep, like always. So maybe, I'll consider it. But yeah, let me know if you guys want to see any of that. Smash that like button. No one has liked this video. There are no likes for this video. I am sad. If you like it, smash that like button. And then leave a comment what we want to see next. Is that going to work? I don't know. But that's the end of the stream. I'm going to go feed my face. And then I'll be back with something. If you guys don't tell me what you want, Did not pick. That's all.